What's up, guys? Week 2 WSOP. I'm headed in to play the shootout right now. I didn't make the cut last year. 2 years ago, I won my table and then busted out in the second round. But shootout's one of my favorite events. Win and in. So I'm looking forward to that. Reflections from the first week. Number one, we made a slight shift to our in-game process that's made a huge difference in basically the way we can show up and basically the way that we can make more effective decisions at the table. So what we realized was happening was we were putting the burden for connecting on our conscious mind. And connection is an unconscious process. As you know, the conscious mind can process 126 bits of information per second. The unconscious mind can process 2 billion bits per second. So the unconscious mind is where your intuition comes from. It's the storage of every single hand you've ever played in, the ones you have to play in the future, the ones you played in the past. That's your whole database downloaded from your lineage and generations and your past lives and everything. It's all stored there. So your unconscious mind is already connected. It's connecting every moment. That's how you attract certain relationships in your lives. That's how at the table you will blow up versus a guy that has it and you'll punt off and you're like, why did I do that? It's because something in your unconscious was connecting to that person. So connection is an ongoing process. So what we were doing previously was we were putting the burden of connection on our conscious mind. And that's very overloading for that 126 bits of processing space. So the conscious mind has 3 tasks that it's good for. Number 1, asking questions. We ask the questions to access our intuition and everything that's stored in our unconscious mind. Ask simple questions, let the intuition answer those questions. That's it. Conscious mind just asks the questions. Number 2, keep your little younger self, keep little Dave safe. So every orbit, every half hour, I get up, I do an actual check-in. Every 2 hours, every hour and a half, I get up, I do a full reset, and I check in. I ask like, hey, little Dave, how you feeling? Is anything coming up for you right now? How do you feel? Because as you know, when the little one inside doesn't feel safe, feels under attack, feels shame, guilt of losing a hand or misplaying something, feels unafraid to make a mistake or play authentically or play free, when he feels any of those things, the adult person can't play actual poker. So constant check-ins to keep the little one safe. Number 3 is consistent, constant abundance and prosperity reminders. Reminding ourselves, because the conditioning tells us that we have to live in scarcity, that we're not enough, that we don't have enough, that we got to chase results, yada, yada, yada. So our conscious mind is feeding instructions to the unconscious mind to remember abundance and prosperity is here. We are the source of abundance. We are grateful for everything we have in this moment. All the cards that we need, all the chips that are on their way to us right now, we have everything. And what that does is it constantly reframes, it shifts out of the programming and back into presence. We're present, we're abundant in this moment, everything is working out for us. Because as you know from playing tournaments, if you're not aware of it, that old scarcity conditioning and programming will catch up to you. So these 3 things are for the conscious mind. Number 1, ask questions, simple questions, keep it simple. Number 2, keep little Dave safe. And number 3, consistent abundance and prosperity reminders. Everything else, the unconscious mind can do. And if you've played tournaments, as you know, at the end of the day, it's very common to be mental fogged, very overwhelmed, tired, drained. You've been sitting all day. You've been using your processing, conscious, logical mind, analytical mind all day. And at the end of the day, you're going to be tired. And that's actually when it matters most. That's when you need to be freshest. So doing these 3 things created a huge shift for me in this first week, which has freed up energy. Like I feel great at the end of my sessions. So try that. Let me know how it works. A couple other things. Number 1, Poker with a Purpose merchandise. We've got hats, t-shirts, hoodies, chip carrying cases, hop on www.deeperthanpoker.store now and get your Poker with a Purpose merchandise. And then number two, for those of you that really want to train your intuitive powers of connection and your intuition, hop on our WOP. The link is in the description. It's also in my Instagram bio. And we got videos up there where you can actually train your read, no hole cards. And we've got videos where we get you to train your read all the way, everyone from, I just made a video about Jason Kuhn today, who's the most unreadable pro. We have breakdown of his behavior, telling you exactly what to look for, all the way down to the casualist casual who wears his emotions on his sleeve. So hop on there. It's $99 a month and train your read so you can trust your gut. And without further ado, I'm going to have a hand for you in the shootout that I played today. I'm going to record some content and I'll have an interesting hand for you. So good luck this summer, and say hi if you see me in the hallways.
All right, guys, I've got a special treat for you today. As you can see, we're not in the shootout as promised, but I did you one better. We are in the $1,500 Pot Limit Omaha Double Board tournament. So you've seen this in the vlogs before. We do it every dealer change. If you're not familiar with this game, what it is everybody antes, everybody gets 4 cards. You go straight to the flop, and there's a top board and a bottom board. It's Pot Limit Omaha rules, and the goal is just to try to win both boards. Now, the key to this game is patience. The bad players in this game are going to be putting money in either number one with only one board, so trying to win only one board, or number two, hand values that just look really good for no limit, but not for pot limit. So in this first hand, I got an example of this. It's a 600 ante. We have a 22K stack. And I will also say, I wish I would have gotten here a little early. My table was very actiony, and there was a huge opportunity to pick up some dead money early on, and I just had some stuff going on, so I got here late. So that's a lesson learned for next year. But we got a 600 ante. Everybody antes. We got 8 players, so that's 4,800 in the pot. I got a 22K stack, and my hand is deuce, deuce, 8-4 with clubs and diamonds. Now, the top board is Jack, 10, deuce, rainbow. So we flop bottom set on the top board, and the bottom board is 8, 6, 4 with 2 spades. And we have top and bottom pair on the bottom board. This is an example of just an absolute trash hand. This is PLO. So bottom set on the top board could easily be against jacks or tens, could also be against wraps. So bottom set on the top board is not very good. And on the bottom board, top and bottom pair is never good. Even if we basically hoping to get a boat, and even then that might not be good versus 8-6. And these players also going to have a ton of equity to either somebody flopped a straight with 5-7, or they're just going to be drawing to a flush, and our 2 pair is basically rags. So this is an example of a hand, and I didn't play this, I folded it, but I wanted to give you guys this example of hands that look really good and look enticing, and this is just dead money. If you're playing this hand, it's dead money. So we fold and we move on to the next hand. All right, guys, so moving on to the next hand. Now we're at 1K ante, and we have an 18K stack. So that means there's 8,000 in the middle already, which is basically half our stack. We get 9, 9, 6 deuce with spades. So pocket nines with some spades, which may come in handy. So the pot's 8,000. We go to the flops of Jack, 7, 5 on the top and 9, 4 deuce on the bottom. So on the top board, we flop a gut shot to the 8. And on the bottom board, we flop top set. And the action goes, we have an early guy leading for 6,000. We have the next guy jamming for just under 15,000. And like I said, we have 18,000 total. So this is just an auto stack off for us. There's way too much money in the pot. And even though we don't have anything on the top board, top set, people are going to get in with worse hands on the bottom board. So we're just going to go in and collect the money. So we get in, and the last guy calls also. And so this first guy who led out 6,000, he had 9-4 on the bottom board. So he had 2 pair. So he's drawing dead on the bottom board. And on the top board, he had 8-9. So he had a gut shot. So again, this is for him, this is an example of a hand that like looks good. Oh my God, I have top 2 on the bottom and a gut shot to the top. And he's basically drawing dead. The other guy that went in the pot had pocket jacks. So he was up against pocket jack top set on both boards. So that's an example of a spot where we're picking up dead money versus a player who gets fool's gold by what he thinks is an amazing hand. And this is just PLO. Like my flop betting range is very, very small because the equities can change so big. And especially in early position, under the gun 1, I am rarely betting in early position on the flop unless I have the board like locked up, like literally straight flush or quads. And then I can start piling money in because I know I'm locked up. So this guy leading early and then calling off versus 2 players is an example of just dead money going in. And as this hand played out, the top board runs out a 7 and a 10. So it's Jack 7-5, 7-10. So second guy wins with Jacks full. And the bottom board runs out 9, 4, deuce, ace 5, rainbow. And we still hold with top set. So we chop the pot, but we chip up. And it's a great result for us. All right, and we got one more hand for you guys. And unfortunately, this is my bust out hand, but this is a pretty interesting hand also. We are at 1,200 ante now. So that means there's 9,600 in there with 8 players. And we have a 17K stack. So we got a little bit less than before. Remember, this is a game where you're anteing every hand. So unlike No Limit, where you're going to only pay the big and small blind and the ante once every orbit, here you're paying the ante every single hand. So on a 17K stack, that's basically 10 hands before I'm out. So we get ace, deuce of hearts, and queen, 5 of diamonds. Pot's 9,600. Flop comes queen, queen, jack. So on the top board, we flop top trips, which isn't the best, but still trips. And we got an overcard if somebody has a boat. And the bottom board is 6, 7, 8 with 2 hearts. So we have the nut flush draw on the bottom board. Obviously, it'd be better if we had like ace, queen, 5, 6 or 4, 5, then we flop bottom straight, but such is life. So again, top board, we got trips with the ace kicker, and the bottom board, we flop nut flush draw. We get an early position lead for 6,000. I jam 17,000. And then we have a girl on my left who rejams for over 50,000. And then the early position guy goes all in. So we reveal, and the early position guy had queen jack. So he basically flopped a full house on the top board. We still have 3 outs to beat him there. And then the girl, she had 10, 7, 9, 7. So she flopped middle set on the bottom board and the nut straight. So top board runs out 9, 7, queen, queen, jack, 9, 7. So we miss the top board. Full house for the gentleman is good on the top board. And on the bottom board, we hit the heart on the turn, but not the one we wanted to see. We hit the 8 of hearts. So she boats up on the bottom board, and that's a good game for us. Ultimately, this was a really fun tournament. I got to play for a few hours. And again, if I could go back, I would definitely get there a little bit earlier, knowing just from seeing how unskilled and that these players don't really know what they're doing in this tournament. I would show up much earlier to pick up dead money and give myself a chance to chip up. But ultimately, this was super fun, and I'm excited. Actually, today I'm going to go play the Big O tournament, and I've never really played these pot limit games, but I'm excited to get in there and mix up and just create some new circuitry in my brain. Feel kind of uninspired to go play the Colossus. So I'm going to go and just try some new things and mix it up and ultimately just have fun. So thank you for watching, and hope you're having a great summer.